Hello everyone and now welcome to a game. This game is going to be between a WaN and Spiral, I believe. This game taking place here on Echo Isles. This game was played from DreamHack 3 in DreamHack 3 blah, DreamHack Open for WarCraft 3 Winter Season 2020. One of the worst introductions to a game that I had in quite some time. A little bit on a tilt because another micro patch was released by WarCraft 3 team, which, well, breaks my overlay. So all of you guys out there who are like, hey, we like the overlay so much, why aren't you using the overlay? Blizzard broke it is the answer, and it will be up to the Warcraft 3 community to fix it once again. I don't know what's in this particular patch, but I am glad to see that at least the older replays are still working. There is another update. Yep, there is another update. There was another version of Warcraft 3, and I don't know what's in it. Yeah. Anyways, at least let's just be glad and grateful that the older replays are still working. It wasn't. I remember back when it wasn't even a balance patch. They would like fix fix some very minor things like footprints or something of that nature, and then replays wouldn't work. So at least we're able to still go back a week and look at some older games. Now, WaN is opening up with a Lich first in this matchup right here, going up against a Warden. Yeah, well, at least is that it could be something that is very easy for the Warcraft 3 community to fix. Like, there isn't that actually any big issue or change, as we're looking at, wow, a beautiful blocking and padding against that Archer there. Archer already down to 58 hit points, as it is going to be a Warden versus a Lich matchup. Warden already out here on the battlefield, going to be going after all these units, picking up a Forest Troll Shadow Priest, is the Acolyte, but the Forest Troll Shadow Priest getting Shadow Strike and will end up getting taken down. All right, trying to break free, break away, trying to turn the corner, but still ends up getting taken down at the hands of the Warden. Meanwhile, Ancient of War, very low on hit points, needs to repair back up, as we're going to be looking at perhaps a Acolyte getting taken out as well. More Wisp coming across here from Spiral, as Lich is going for the classic, well, I guess what I'll call classic Lich first double sacrificial skull for perhaps an expansion attempt. Acolyte now making its way down as well. Altar of Darkness, however, is still there. Yeah, who hasn't seen the Lich first here on Echo Isle, hoping to, well, finish off the creep camps easily and quickly. Ghouls, however, taking a large amount of damage, but will be able to back off here in just a moment. Lich first, we are looking at a Ziggurat already coming into play. Level 2 on that Lich. Is it going to be Frost Nova or Dark Ritual? I would assume that it is going to be Dark Ritual, but there is no overlay for me to confirm. Back across here, we're looking at the Warden getting at level 2, does have a crystal ball. It should have tried to reveal this location already. Lich having a little bit more mana than I would have expected, as well, there is that reveal already there. So Lich does end up going for Frost Nova first, has 2 charges left on that Rod of Necromancy, Claws of Attack +5, on its way to becoming a major damage dealer. All right, we're looking at that Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler actually backing away. Not quite sure why it's doing that. Perhaps just right outside of aggro range, or perhaps the little Nightcrawler is trying to make its way over and trying to attack those little remaining units. It's all of that poison damage, as you know, as it doesn't want to continue to attack a unit if it is already poisoned. Murloc Huntsman will get finished off right there. Meanwhile, Acolyte's already shifting down to the south, as the Warden not putting pressure on the expansion, allowing the Undead to do its thing. Interesting choice there, and by interesting, I don't know how it's really gonna unfold and play out. Are we using C? Yes, more Rod of Necromancy charges will be used. There is a Wisp right there, a quick Frost Nova, and then a quick Dark Ritual to try and get that mana back up and running. Are we attacking this location perhaps to try and get to level 3? That is the question, as the Forest Troll Berserker, this could be a big deal, as the Warden is right there. There is that reveal. Warden is there, and, well, is that Lich going to try and perhaps buy from the shop some Dust of Appearance and then make its way over? No, Boots of Speed, no Dust of Appearance. What is going on? All right. All right, there's a Dust of Appearance. There's that Warden. Is it going to end up getting revealed? There's a Dust of Appearance. There's a Frost Nova onto the Warden. Warden, there's a Dark Ritual trying to get away, down to 210 hit points already. The Blink was used to break free. That's why WaN did not spend the time and energy to get a proper surround. Coming back through, Warden now making its way back off to the north. Gonna go ahead and drink from some Moonwells. Lich already transitioning back off to the north as well. No tech to tier 2 as of yet. A good amount of lumber, as there is that tech to tier 2, which is a bit delayed. Spiral already at tier 2 already. Dark Ritual to cancel Shadow Strike. Interesting. Yep. Well, Dark Ritual to just constantly deny experience. That is a very common strategy. Ring of Protection +3 here. And the big deal is whether or not that Lich can get to level 3. Level 3 on that Lich becomes a very, very big issue, as the Lich is able to get a large amount of damage and slow units off, allowing the ghouls to really start to swarm. Level 3, level 2 Frost Nova archers just end up getting frozen in their tracks much more easily, as we see a Shadow Strike there. Are we going to see a Dark Ritual cancellation? No, actually, I don't know if the Warden actually got that experience. Almost at level 4 now. The Warden going after that last ghoul. There is another bit of damage right there. Is that going to end up getting taken down? Yes, it will, but by WaN to deny level 4 on that Warden. Warden was very close to level 4. I don't know if I don't believe the ghoul would have given level 4, but it would have been awfully close, as we're now looking at Dark Ritual. Well, not Dark Ritual, an Acolyte trying to retreat away from this one Warden here. A Shadow Strike should be enough to finish it off. You can see the Acolyte just hiding around in the back. The regeneration is right there, but it's still not going to be enough, as we're looking at one Acolyte already taken down. All right, Dark Ritual right there trying to get a little bit more mana. Lich going after the Warden. Warden down to 240 hit points, getting in that damage as well. How much damage is needed? Is that Lich going to get enough mana? Down to 112, as that Lich is just trying to catch up to that Warden, but a blink enables the escape. Not having enough mana was the issue right there. Are we going to see a potion of invisibility? No, we are not. Warden. Oh, there is a little bit more damage. There's a staff of teleportation. Is it going to be enough? No, the creeps get in the way, and the Warden, actually no, uses a scroll of town portal instead in order to head back home. All right, Warden, clarity potion, now healing back up and gonna be on the move once more. Meanwhile, what is this? The Lich throws down some Blight, has a Rod of Necromancy, and now going after that Entangled Gold Mine. Should be looking at a Dark Ritual coming online here as well on that Skeletal Minion, as the, well, Wisp now, well, the Warden could possibly get disrupted. Wisp trying to jump inside that gold mine, nowhere for it to really go, as the Lich moving across the southern portion of the map so quickly, Warden unable to catch up in front. Playing versus Warden is a complete nightmare on this map without a Zeppelin. That is true. Line of sight. And the fact that there is no Goblin Laboratory on this map makes it very difficult, as you're unable to put in your workers inside that Goblin Zeppelin during that harassment time. We've seen it on Terranistan time and time again. Having access to that Goblin Zeppelin, you're able to stop any fan of knives before they get out of hand. You're able to almost dodge a Shadow Strike if you are lucky. If the Shadow Strike is inbound, just jumping into that Goblin Zeppelin, you can just completely save that unit for a little bit of time. Coming back around here, Warden going to go ahead and go to the center, and, well, level 2 Shadow Strike haunting these units, as well as the Warden is going to get very close to, or about 4.5, maybe a little bit more than halfway there, as we are only at Tree of Ages, not yet at Tree of Eternity. Meanwhile, Death Knight now joining alongside the Lich, as the Death Knight needs to get to level 2 quickly as well. Lich is still sitting at level 3. We are checking the tier 3 already for that Orb of Corruption and getting that typical, what I would say typical undead army. All right, well, typical undead army, not very typical any longer. It looks like there's more ghouls than Crypt Fiends, and we are now going into Necromancers, as opposed to just seeing Crypt Fiends statues and the Destroyers. Warden may try to make its way over. There's another Shadow Strike going to go ahead and Staff of Teleportation out. We're going to see a little bit of damage there, and the Warden escapes away at 110. All right, one Acolyte down to 28 hit points. It's going to get a Death Coil for good measure. One Acolyte, however, was taken down right there. Level 2 Shadow Strike, even on Blight with that extra bit of hit points, not enough to save that unit, as, well, the Warden Now going after the center creep camp here, picking up a potion of invulnerability, leaves behind a tome of strength as the Druids of the Claw are still sitting at level 1. Obsidian statues, meat wagons getting trained up, necromancers training up adept frenzy as we are nearing tier 2 and we are getting skeletal mastery as well. So dual temple of the damned, single slaughterhouse, and well, European players do like their necromancers as the Death Knight also has a pendant of energy. All right, Lich could really be going for some extra mana as well. Are we going to see a transfer of that pendant of energy at some point as the Death Knight goes to town after this 3-3-3 creep camp? Back in the center here, a single Moonwell sitting amongst a giant sea of, well, blight right there. I don't know if that affects property values, but I don't know. That just looks kind of strange. I've seen more Necros this month than for the last 5 to 10 years combined. Well, European players have really liked the entire Necromancer strategy. So I think that's one of the big differences whenever you see Asian players going up against European players. The Asian players are just not quite ready to see that particular strategy sometimes, and it's able to that strategy catches them off guard enough. We are looking at a single meat wagon joining in from WaN, and I loved this play from WaN, getting that single meat wagon not only to deal damage to buildings, but because of how effective it is against that back line of dryads. If you're able to force dryads to prance around in that back line a little bit, at least force them to move, it causes micro necessary for spiral, and while they're moving, they're not attacking. So if you can force a unit to move instead of attack, you're also mitigating a little bit of damage as well. Army sizes, well, 56 going up against 66 here. Spiral definitely in the lead, but well, we all know that the undead has what you call a pop-up army as we see a big Frost Nova go down on a group of bears. Warden now coming in from the north right here. Meat wagons trying to engage. There is a big fan of knives coming across. Breath of fire to follow it up, followed by an army of wisps coming across to detonate in that back line. So far, oh wow, when I say an army of wisps, I really do mean army of wisps. Over 8 wisps have come across to detonate as the Warden now comes across here to try and get in more damage. Lich pretty much out of mana. Obsidian statues pretty hurt as well, as we're looking at damage going back and forth. Bears trying to close in on that distance as the Necromancers out of mana, unable to get any additional, well, skeletal minions out of the ground. Damage adding up here. Cripple, Death Coil, Death Knight unable to save that Necromancer as the damage is adding up. No Staff of Preservation as a low hit point Bear having to head back home the old-fashioned way. Bear sitting at level 3. Spiral is just playing an amazing game right now, being able to push back this attack at just the right moment, at the right time. Death Knight continuing to move as the Lich does have a little bit of mana sitting at level 3. All right, Panda gonna get ahead and get, I believe that was a Breath of Fire. There it goes. There's that Breath of Fire. Obsidian Statue taken out as well. The attacks coming across as the Brewmaster does have double claws of attack, +9 and +5. Very low hit point. Druid of the Claw could end up getting taken down. Death Coil is going to be able to catch up to it. Yes, it does, giving level 3 to that Death Knight. It's Elf Spiral. Real Spiral is Orc. Coming back around. Bears trying to retreat back again. We're looking at, well, a potential damage. There's that Frost Nova, negative armor. Death Coil is going to be able to finish it off. It's going to be enough. One more attack finishes off again. And this is a game of tug of war. Whoever is retreating is the one taking more damage. And now Spiral is the one chasing after WaN. Unfortunately, the Death Knight needs to hang back in order to give Unholy Aura movement speed to the Meat Wagon. And this is one of those situations where this is one of the situations where we are, well, the Warden, Fan of Knives coming across here, getting in more damage onto those meat wagons, where that slight debuff or nerfing to the Unholy Aura movement speed actually translates into more damage onto WaN's units. We're looking at 58 supply compared to about, what, mid-60s? No, low 70s now, as Spiral is really starting to build up a large army, but doesn't want to quite get into an engagement as of yet. We are getting into everyone's, well, most dreaded time on Echo Isle. It is the time where both players just sit in their bases and, well, try to get the right combination of units while gathering gold. And, well, nothing really happens for a little bit of time. Warden, however, of Spiral going after Acolytes. Acolyte could, and, well, are we going to see a blink here? The Acolytes are purposely trying to split apart. There goes some more death again as the Warden trying to go after unit after unit. It looks like WaN gonna end up losing a ghoul. Are we gonna see a blink? There it is. There's another blink. And wow, the Fan of Knives just dancing around. And that was a 5-kill Fan of Knives. Beautifully placed in a perfect arch right there. That is just some nice play by Spiral. So far, Obsidian statues coming back around here. Lich is sitting at level 4. Ring of Protection +3. Well, left behind by the Death Knight. Apparently, Death Knight dodging those rings, afraid of commitment, as we're looking at another Wisp getting taken out again. The Echo Isles lull, I guess is what I'll call this, as the Warden now sits at level 6. All right, level 6 on the Warden. Necromancers, well, pop up army ready to engage. And, well, is this going to work out? Well, there you go. We see the Avatar of Vengeance. Are we going to see Spirit of Vengeances? That is the question, as it is going to be a race to see who can actually use the corpses on this map. Necromancer going to go ahead and continue to pop up more units as well. Wisp coming over to try and detonate. Spirit of Vengeances are in play, and here we are, Bears in that front line. All right, more pop-up units trying to come back in. WaN having a difficult time. He's trying to get back as well. Needs to get damage onto some of those Dryads, as the meat wagons have been unable to deal with those Dryads in that back line. All right, Lich with Unholy Frenzy, very fast attack speed, but it still does not seem to be enough, as Spiral continuing this push once more. And Spiral sitting at level 6 on this Warden. Units are going to back up again, as well, the introduction and addition of this Panduran Brewmaster, so clutch for those Breaths of Fire. Breath of Fire and Fan of Knives combination 1-2, really destroying all of WaN's chances, as that initial burst of damage doesn't really kill any one particular unit, but what it does allow happen is it allows units to actually start to be picked off. Big Frost Nova going down here. WaN is going to be able to save this Abomination. Death Knight does have a mana. Is it going to try and Death Coil that one Abomination? It does not look like it. It's going to end up getting taken down. Nope, not yet. Down to 2 hit points and somehow staying alive, at least for now, as the Warden has simply ignored it. All right. There goes another Frost Nova there. There goes a big Abomination falling. Fan of Knives getting in position. Breath of Fire going after all these units again, as another army of Wisps making their way back out. All right, another Fan of Knives finishing off the Death Knight there. The Death Knight falling off his Death Horse. All right, Lich, Frost Nova onto more units. There's a detonation, not hitting that Lich. However, that's a bunch of low hit point bears. You got to be careful, as we're looking at the Spiral just trying to push here once more. Meat Wagon is in position, as we're going to see the chase go back the other way, perhaps. Staff of Preservation on a Wisp, surprisingly, as a Frost Nova goes down. There goes one bear. Another bear could get... Oh, what is that? Come on, it's a 28 hit point bear. Finish it off. There goes another bear as well. One more bear could have fallen, as the meat wagons were trying to just lob some attacks over. 56 supply going up against 70. Spiral really needs to hit the reset button on his army, heal back up before trying to push out, leaving these Druids of the Claw in Druid form going to be helpful, as it is daytime and there is no natural regeneration for this Night Elf army. More healing coming back around here. You can see the Disease Cloud. Spiral getting healed up once more. Thank you. I believe that's a subscription. Thank you for the sub. Definitely helping out. This week has been an emotional roller coaster, and, well, WarCraft 3 casting in the morning has been a little bit of a vacation from the ups and downs of just COVID and kids with fevers and things like that. Another Fan of Knives coming across multiple units. Acolytes getting taken out, as well as we're looking at the Warden trying to go after this here. Are we going to see a cripple onto that Warden? Necromancer, what is it doing? It could try and cripple there, as that Warden, even with cripple, seems to be moving very quickly. More damage added back up. That Warden down to 240 hit points, being forced to retreat back. And what is also equally as interesting is that this Lich has a very fast attack speed for that negative armor debuff. coming back through here. Acolytes now shifting back down to the south. Gonna be getting in some repairs. Lich is right here, ready to go. We are looking. There is that unholy frenzy damage over time while standing on blight, though, doesn't really affect him. And the natural regeneration for our hero also in effect as well. So fast movement speed, very fast attack speed as the units are going to be getting underway. A quick death there as the Lich, if it gets to level 5, this is going to be a big deal. 500, almost 600 mana Lich. That is very scary indeed. And are we going to perhaps get some repairs on the meat wagon? Where is that Lich going? Staff of Teleportation. It teleports back home. Picks up a scroll of healing after selling the scroll of after selling the Staff of Teleportation. That was an interesting pickup. Why not send the Death Knight back as we now see a pop-up army of skeletal mages and skeletal warriors. I don't know why the mages have more hit points than the warriors. I've always thought it should have been the other way around. As we're looking at the units now going to try and engage here. Abomination in that front line. Here we go for another big battle. Lich, if it can get an early kill off onto any units, that's going to be a big deal as an army of Wisp coming in from the north. And, well, surprise, we're going to detonate all over you. All right, Lich continuing to put in a bunch of that pressure. Abomination could get taken down. It does get taken down. Breath of Fire as we're looking at the Warden, who could be in trouble being forced to blink back. Down to 244 hit points. Panda gets up to level 5. Level 3 Breath of Fire is already ready to go. Obsidian statues need to get back there. There's a Death Coil saving Necromancer as the damage is still adding back up onto the Druids of the Claw. Spyro does have to be careful. We've seen this time and time again in this map. As Spyro pushes forward, WaN may be able to come back here, but nope. Let's just push forward with Spirit of Vengeances instead, and that is going to be, well, translating into a little bit of free damage. All right, are we going to perhaps be looking at, Dark Rituals? Yes, Dark Rituals, trying to get mana back onto that Lich. If it, temporarily put down the Pendant of Energy and picked it back up, that would be, some next level micro there, as we are looking at a cripple onto the Warden. Warden moving very slowly. Damage could add up here as the Fairy Dragons are now trying to chase. All right, Warden going to take a little bit more damage again as the Lich retreats back. Lich doesn't have that much auto attack damage bonus, but that attack speed is really has been the game changer here. How fast that Lich is able to get that Orb of Corruption applied onto multiple units. Yeah, the Necromancers and the detonations has been a very big deal. Also, this constant harass by Spiral into the actual main base. You can see WaN still mining from his main base. After all this time, the main gold mine of Spiral has been mined out already, as the Warden has been putting in so much pressure that the been easily cleaned up. We are looking at this Ancient of War about to get taken down. Lich is sitting still at level 4, desperately wants to get to level 5. Are we going to see a Frost Nova finishing off a couple of those Wisps? That gets to level 5 now, and all of a sudden the game can change. Level 5, level 3 Frost Nova damage is going to be, well, simply through the roof if it actually starts to get into position here. All right, more damage adding in. Death Knight trying to move around. As you can see, the Wisp are detonating like crazy, removing that Unholy Frenzy as another big fan of knives comes across the center. Warden sitting at level 8 is going to be able to blink back through once more. I don't know what level death or what level blink that Warden has, but the higher that Warden gets, the more deadly it gets, as it's able to move across the map so fast. All right, more repositioning here. Lich starting to run low on mana. Meat Wagon now once again getting caught in that backline spot, as this is this tug of war across the center once more. All right, some low hit point units in the center here. Lich does not have enough mana for another Frost Nova. Fan on Knives coming down, trying to hit down more targets, as we finally see level 1 Shadow Strike. Death Knight, Death Coil saving that Lich. There goes a Frost Nova finishing off a bear. Lich and Death Knight still battling that through. Death Knight really needs level 2 Unholy Aura for that faster movement speed, as that Death Knight down to 128 hit points, now back on Blight, hoping to stay alive. Finally sitting at level 4. Lich is back here as well. Are we going to see another Frost Nova? Another bear could get taken down. There goes another. No, that bear is not taken down. A beautiful save right there as the Destroyers show up to the party. Are the Destroyers going to be fast enough? That is the question now, as that Lich is now pushing back the other way. Destroyers coming back again. Are they going to be able to take down against some of those Druids of the Claw? That is a big question right there as a, well, Mountain Giant now taken down. Lich trying to catch back up, perhaps going to get a little bit of mana, doesn't have any mana to really have as the Warden threatens to get in a large amount of damage. There's that negative armor as the Warden looks to pull back again. This constant tug of war, push and pull, ebb and flow, dealing so much damage. And whoever, it seems like if you are on the left side of the map, well, WaN is losing. If you are on the right side of the map, well, then Spiral is losing, as Spiral trying to retreat or get some wisp detonations once more. All right, get some easy damage onto a Dryad there. There's some low hit point Druids of the Claw coming back again as we see another detonation here. Lich still low on mana. Yes, continuing to Dark Ritual those Skeletal Mages. And Dark Ritual translates better if you have higher hit point units. That's why the Skeletal Mages are being sacrificed over the Skeletal Minions. But yeah, still doesn't understand. I just still don't understand why the Mages have more hit points than the Warriors. I think that is perhaps a bit of a mistake. And knowing if, I don't know, if Blizzard actually watches this, they're like, oh yeah, that deserves a patch. Let's release another patch just to fix that and break everything again. Yes, no, you know what? I should be appreciative of Blizzard and all of their efforts to try and make the game better. Just having 2 patches in a single week that, well, affect a lot of the community built stuff is just a little bit difficult to swallow. Just because stereotypes much, I'm sorry, like. We're talking about a fantasy game, right? I mean, that's what like Dungeons and Dragons and all of these RPG games are. If you said, I want a character that has a lot of hit points, I'm gonna roll a mage. That, yes, I am stereotyping here. Right, but the stereotyping is based on like the standard rules of Dungeons and Dragons. All right, Fanda Knives coming back again here. It feels like we've seen this battle over and over again. We are now in the middle portion of the map, so we're starting to push back here. All WaN needs to do is save his Lich, who is down to what 20 some odd hit points. Lich gonna come back in a big Frost Nova. Is gonna be able to finish off another bear, as we're gonna see Earth, Storm, and Fire perhaps. No, look at this. Multiple Druids of the Claw. The Skeletal Mages actually able to finish off some of those units there, as the, well, Panda and now the Warden looking to back up again. Not quite sure how this works. Pendant of Energy actually left behind. That's a big deal. Death Knight or Lich, is it going to try and pick that back up? Yes, it will. Going to go ahead and pick that back up a little bit higher, as this Dryad, well, doesn't realize it's surrounded by an entire undead army. Scroll of Healing picked up once more. We are looking at 60 over 80 gold compared to 55 over 70. Spiral is actually a little bit behind on supply. The first time I've seen that in this game. Main or expansion gold mine already mined out. Acolytes like lambs to the slaughter. The Lich is looking at those Acolytes and saying they look absolutely delicious. As we're looking at, as we're going to see, well, a bit of repair there. A big Frost Nova taking down multiple units as the Warden now trying to come across here. No meat wagons. Acolytes, are they going to try and, are they going to provide mana? That is the question here, as we're going to fight back the other way. Earth, Storm, and Fire. Brewmaster could come in with big damage again. Death Knight still sitting at level 4. Rings of Protection, very important. As we see all of this entire back army of Spiral. One meat wagon splash would take many of them out, except there is no more meat wagons. Lich gonna try and engage here, trying to back up. Are we just gonna see auto attacks? Earth, Storm, and Fire. Storm living up to his name, adding up, picking up those units. But it looks as though, well, Lich is just one-shotting unit, Dryad after Dryad, but Obsidian statues are getting lost as well. All right, Abomination gonna fall over while standing next to Fire, as the damage is just adding up here. Obsidian statues need to back away. Mana Flare is a very big problem, as WaN does get to level 5 on his Death Knight. Lich has a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Are we going to see, well, damage added up onto the Pandas? Where is Earth? Earth is still high on hit points, so even taking down Storm and Fire is not going to make that big of a difference at all, as we're seeing multiple level 6 heroes here. All right, there goes Fire, as we see the Earth coming back in, still at 900 hit points. There's a big breath of fire right across the center. Damage coming in as well. Bears, are they going to end up getting taken down? Death Knight. All right, we're going to see a Frost Nova onto that Druid of the Cloud, down to 222 hit points. An army of Spirit of Vengeance is going to finish off perhaps any of these Obsidian statues. That represents the weakest link right there. Spirit of Vengeance just rally and finish off one of those Obsidian statues. Now go after the other one. Nope, not going after them at all. Down to 105 hit points. No easy way for them to get healed up, as the Tree of Eternity now making its way down. However, destroyers may try to target that. Nope, not targeting that. Bear, Panda Bear now trying to retreat back, as a Dryad now getting taken down. Spiral is in serious trouble, has a multiple heroes. It's going to get surrounded by its own bears and getting taken out as the Brewmaster falls at level 6. Level 8 Warden, level 6 Brewmaster, losing to a level 6 Lich and a level 5 Death Knight. Tree of Life entangling this gold mine down here. Wisp, so many Wisp, lost a single meat wagon. WaN finishing off this Tree of Eternity perhaps, as we may see a bit of a final battle. Damage coming back through. Warden trying to back away. Is WaN going to hold this off? That level 7 Lich now perhaps can even get some Frost Nova, as well. The Bears going after that Death Knight. Death Knight, does it have Shadow Strike? Yeah, that's the reason why it's moving so slowly. In addition to those Dryad Slow Poison, it stands on Blight for just a quick time, as Frost Nova slowing down those Bears. Staff of Preservation, and finishes off the Death Knight. Oh my goodness. Or the Staff of Teleportation, able to get into position right there, as the Warden now needs to blink away, but finishing off the level 5 Death Knight. Level 7 Lich going up against a level 9 Warden. The Warden gonna have a bit of problems, was trying to finish off that Lich here, but who would have thought that the Lich would be able to outpower a level 7 Lich would be able to outpower a level 9 Warden. Tree of Eternity across here. The problem right now is that that Avatar of Vengeance doesn't have that many skeletons to use. The Necromancers have been using up the skeletons and preventing the Avatar of Vengeance from being able to really reach critical mass. Spiral about to lose this gold mine here. All the gold in the world has been mined out. 13 supply versus 13. We are dead even. Well, nope, we are not any longer. We are now down to 16 supply. Are we resurrecting the Panda? What? No, Panda was resurrected in the center portion of the map. A little bit of gold was added. Meanwhile, 29 over 80. Are we resurrecting the Death Knight? No resurrection on the Death Knight as of yet, as we are unsummoning a Necropolis down on the south side here. Okay. Ziggurat should also be unsummoned, especially if they're not already in some sort of Spirit Tower or Nerubian Tower form. That is going to be a big deal. As this game is going to come to the very end. Destroyers, 3 destroyers in the air, should be able to easily handle any sort of bears, but there's no bears that I can see anywhere on the map. 16 over 50 supply, maybe some wisps, and that is it. Level 9 Warden, level 6 Panda. And the big deal right now for Spiral is that he still has Moonwells. He has Moonwells. WaN does not have his Death Knight out yet, and he also does not have a single Obsidian statue. Without Obsidian statues, he has no way to really heal except for time. And well, time is always going to be in favor of the person who has more access to mana. And well, Moonwell mana does in fact count. All right. WaN, or Spiral, wanting to make sure that he doesn't allow the reversal to complete here. WaN has done a great job fighting back, but now that it's come down to limited resources on this map, things are going to be very different. There's an invisible Brewmaster there. There's a little bit of damage Panda. What is it going to do? Is it going to try and engage, perhaps take down that meat wagon? And that is going to be the big deal right there. There's a Breath of Fire across multiple units. There's Earthstorm and Fire trying to engage. Warden is in position. There goes a Fan of Knives onto the Lich. Lich is in trouble. Death Knight not yet back out onto the field, as the Lich is trying to dodge and dive away. It's using Frost Armor, buys a potion, going after some unit Shadow Strike, and the Lich of WaN will get taken down, and that will be the game. Level 9 Warden, level 7 Panda taking out the level 6 Panda taking out the Lich, Earthstorm and Fire, and there is the good game going back and forth right there. Perfect timing on that attack, be forcing an engagement, WaN losing those obsidian statues. Yeah, I don't know if you remember. I was saying those avatar, those spirit of vengeances really needed to put pressure onto those obsidian statues. Once those obsidian statues were gone, well, and we also saw 3 destroyers. Once those obsidian statues were gone, it really took away any sort of end game scenario that WaN could have hoped for. With that many Moonwells in Spiral's corner, Spiral would have been able to trade efficiently and then back out again, trade efficiently and then back out again, knowing that Moonwell healing and Moonwell mana is going to be faster than any natural regeneration that WaN could have hoped for. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.